Right, hello and welcome. A little earlier we made that wonderful smoked duck breast wrapped in smoked bacon. Very nice it is too. What we're now going to do is to make a coating sauce to go over that, and we're going to start off with a very simple ratio. There's nothing hard about it. This is just pure distilled vinegar. There is nothing secret or magical about it. I'm just going to pour in 50 ml, which roughly and there is, which actually a touch over. That's 50 ml of distilled vinegar, and this is now 50 grams of sugar. So we're going to make a sweet and sour. Okay, there we have the vinegar and the sugar. I'm now going to put this onto a low light. We'll pan over in 1 second, and there we are. We're now on a low light. I want that to melt nicely, but we've got a couple of little things that we're going to do here, not to make the sauce really special, but in keeping with everything that's in the Old Oak Smokehouse recipe book. I'm now going to put in 2 tablespoons of that wonderful smoked chicken stock that we produced. And if you remember now, when I bring this into shot, you will remember straight away this was the product of the initial stock reduced down. This has been passed twice. I'm now going to take roughly, and as you can see it's really quite thick, I'm going to put 1, 2. So we've got roughly, not quite, but roughly the same ratio there. You've got 2 fluid ounces there of vinegar, distilled vinegar. You now have 2 ounces of sugar, and you also have approximately 2 ounces of the stock. What we're going to do now is just bring that gently up to the up to the boil. It will go to a simmer stage first. Then we're going to carry out a couple of other little tricks. 1 second, thank you. Okay, welcome back. So just have a little recap. We did have 2 spoons of the stock. I'm actually going to put another 2 in, which now will take us up to that wonderful 4, which is a bit closer, I believe, to what we're actually looking for, because we just would like a nice coating sauce. I'm also going to use, I suppose we'll have to measure this out, which won't take a second, but I'm actually going to use the juice out of, which I do believe in this occasion is a natural juice, from a tin of pineapple. Okay. Alright, now these are pineapple pieces. These will be used a little later on as part of the garnish. And all that will happen now is that this sauce, this will eventually, this sugar will dissolve, and eventually we will turn that into a reduction, and we will reduce it down until it becomes slightly thicker. Now, some people may want to use a syrup. You could use a corn syrup, you could use a maple syrup, you could even use a jam. Sometimes we use a plum or maybe even a damson in place of the sugar. It will still achieve the same consistency at the end, but you most certainly will have a very different flavour. Now if we wanted to put a little bit of orient into this, of course we could put in some 5 spice. You could actually put a little bit of soy if you wanted to move along that way, but the actual sauce itself is only supposed to be a sticky one, which we just glaze over the top of the duck. Thank you. Okay, so just to recap, we're actually just going to make a little coating sauce here. As you see earlier that we use white sugar, we could of course use demerara. you could actually use a spoon and treacle. It depends on how dark and what you actually want to do. As I say, this is just purely for coating, so we won't be doing a great deal to it. This will be a very smoky, sort of sweet and sour sauce, but it will be very, very interesting because of course there's going to be an intense smoky flavour which is going to really add to the hot smoked duck breast, which I think will be wonderful. And over the last few days and the last few videos we've covered numerous side dishes. We've done the wonderful hot smoked potatoes, which are absolutely superb. We've covered the cannelloni beans salad. So what we'll do now is just go into things, and then when we come back this will have reduced down, I would imagine, a good half. You could have also used a different vinegar as well. You're not limited to just using distilled. I only used it because, just for the demonstration purposes, you could have used a sherry vinegar. You could have used a wine vinegar if you so wished. Anyway, there we'll leave it. Thank you. Okay, welcome back. Just purely for the point of demonstration purposes, I'm going to add a heaped teaspoon of damson jam. Just one, no more. There you are, and that's in. Just put it through the hot liquid so you get everything off. No point. The damson itself will contribute in two ways. It will give it a slight lift because of the chicken, but it will also contribute something more importantly, which will be colour. So once that dissolves in, I'll push it into the middle there. As you can see, that's considerably darker. It will be rather nice, and also when we come to finishing the coating sauce, it will of course give it a shine. Thank you. Welcome back. Approximately 8 minutes has elapsed, and as you can see the sauce is now reducing, the bubbles are coming up. I'm just going to stir it. This is almost where we want it, just a few seconds more. Let's have a look, see what's happening here. As you can see, it's starting to coat the back of the spoon, but it's still a bit drippy. I would say possibly another minute. Then we'll leave it and come back in a mo. Thank you. Hello and welcome back. Now as you can see now, we're starting to move along with the reduction. A further minute has elapsed. In a second I'm just going to give it a stir, and then we'll do the check on the back of the spoon. Just move this over 1 second. Okay. Okay, welcome back. The sauce has now been turned off for a few minutes. There's still a few bubbles coming up, but as you can see, that's a nice consistency. So what we're going to do in a second is just, that called us a tad more, and then we're going to coat the smoked duck breast and put that onto the serving plate so you can see what it will look like prior to being served. Thank you.